Hey you guys, I am back. I just moved from Warsaw, Poland. I was living in Europe the past 5 months. I also traveled. I went to Amsterdam, IBC, did a trip to Greece, Albania, all of that stuff. And it was super fun. And I'm definitely coming back there and hope to spend part of the year each year there. But moving back was a journey. We traveled back, had to move everything, and gosh, it was an experience. And we flew into LAX and there was thunderstorms and we were hovering over. So it was like a 14-hour flight, plus Pup was with me and he was holding his bladder. He had to poop, and gosh, you can imagine it was a bit stressful. But we got through customs, everything was good. And then I had to speak at Adobe Max. So I had one session, I had to lead 3 labs, and it was such a cool experience to interact with you guys in person. And it was a bit intimidating. I have to say, I think it was the most nervous that I've been in a while, but they say that you should always do things that challenge yourself. So that was one of them. And a lot of you guys asked, were these classes filmed? Can we see them online? Unfortunately, you cannot, but pretty much everything I've covered will be on the YouTube channel. And I actually produced an overview series on Adobe Premiere Rush, the new app for video editing, which is up on Adobe Learn. There's 6 tutorials, so I'll put a link in the description box below. And I'm producing a full-length course about Rush and some editing tips on Pluralsight, so keep an eye out for that. During Adobe Max, I launched a giveaway, $2,500 worth of prizes. 2 of them actually here that I have. This is the Joby, it's the Telepod Mobile. You can use this to do some cool mobile photography, videography. And another item amongst the other awesome prizes, which I'll have popped up here, is the RemoteView K1 camera, which is part of the package. So you guys can enter. It goes through October 24th. The link to enter is in the description box below. So now into new updates. A lot of you guys have asked to cover some of the new updates that are going on in Premiere Pro right now. And one that I'm very excited about are the updates to the Essential Graphics panel. Now, motion graphics templates that are built inside of After Effects, you can actually create font selection parameters and control those now. So inside of the Essential Graphics panel, you can now change the fonts easily. So to demo this, I'm using a graphics pack from this author named MotionCan. He sent me this pack to demo for you guys. It's awesome. It has over 750 elements, lower thirds, titles, graphics, sound effects. It's really awesome. So what I'm going to do is demo how to use this motion graphics templates pack inside of Premiere Pro. I'll show you the new look of the Essential Graphics panel, and this pack can also be used in After Effects. So I'll show you how to do both. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. So one thing that makes this graphics pack unique is that you can use it inside of After Effects as well as Premiere Pro. So you'll see that when you first open up the folder after you download it and purchase it from Envato Market, that it'll say Toco Graphics V1.3. Now that just means that it's version 1.3. And the great thing about purchasing from Envato Market is that there'll be continual updates. So if MotionCan makes a new update and includes more graphics or fixes something, you'll get an email notification saying, hey, there's an update. You guys should download it and reintegrate it into your software. So you'll notice that inside of it, there's several folders. There's After Effects folder for people that want to choose one of the graphics, such as a typography, and actually open up that particular file inside of After Effects. You can do it that way. There's also another way that I will show you later on in this tutorial. But then there's Premiere Pro files. Now these aren't actual Premiere Pro project files. These are motion graphics template files, which are .mogrt files. So if you click and go into a category, you'll see a bunch of .mogrt files. And those stand for motion graphics templates. And you install these and use them and edit them and modify them using the Essential Graphics panel. So if you want to install all of these in your Essential Graphics panel, which I have right behind us here inside of Premiere Pro, there's a specific way to add multiple graphics just by dragging it into your Motion Graphics Templates folder. But I actually have a full tutorial on how to do this correctly, so you guys should watch that. So I've already installed all of these, But one other thing that you guys should know about before I jump into Premiere is that you can see all of the previews of these graphics. So if you want to see what some of the callouts look like, just click on these and you can see a preview of what it looks like. And the names of these are corresponding to what the actual mogrt file names are. And how to install, if you guys need help installing, just watch these tutorials here and that will help you out. Also, there's a help file. Be sure to install all of the fonts so that way everything works correctly before you open up Premiere Pro and After Effects. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into Premiere Pro. I've already installed a ton of the graphics from this pack. Again, you don't have to install all of them, just some of the ones that you like. So I have here inside of my sequence 2 stock video clips that I got from Envato Elements. So shout out to Envato Elements. You can get unlimited stock video as well as templates each month. So I use this all the time. So let's say we wanted to add a flat transition between these 2 clips here. Now this is nothing new, but I just want to show it that this pack has some awesome transitions. So what I've done is you'll notice that I have the blue star on. That just means I want to show all of my favorite motion graphics templates inside of my panel. So if you go through, you can click on any of these to favorite it. So then once you click on this, you can refine it to all of your favorites. So let's say I wanted to add this flat transition pack. So I'm just going to click, drag it, and pop it down into the sequence and move it between the 2 clips. So now we have a flat transition between the 2 clips, and that motion graphics template is always stored. And if you select it in the timeline, you can change the colors to be your branding. So if you want this to be like a darker green and this to be like a lighter green version of it, you can see that now we have a nice green transition, which is nice. Now, if you wanted to add text now, there's a new update in the new 2019 version. After Effects design motion graphics templates previously to 2019, you could not update the fonts, right? So if I was going to go to browse and choose one of these, let's say one of the social media graphics that's part of this pack, if I drag this into my sequence, you will notice now when I click on this that there are text properties here. So you can update the font, which is great. So if I didn't want this to be Roboto, I could change this to be Rustico and it's automatically updated. And of course I could change this if you want to have a pop-up that says like link in description, you can do that. And then you just need to make adjustments to like the size of the text to make it fit in. And of course you can update the box color. But what's really cool is that this is really easy to modify, and from the effect controls, you can scale it down and reposition it to any location. So this is a nice little social media call out. So again, I'm just going over this quickly, but this text properties used to not be there. So thank you, Adobe, for integrating this. It's super useful. Now, if we go back to the pack, you will notice that there's a whole category called logo reveals. Now, if you watch this, if I just kind of make this bigger, actually, let me go to After Effects Preview and go to Logo Reveals. Now, if you go inside here, you'll notice that there's a bunch of logo reveals here, but the logo reveals category is not inside of the Premiere Pro files. And the reason why, you will see that it's not here. The reason why is because there's a logo that needs to be replaced. And right now inside of the Essential Graphics panel in Premiere, you cannot replace a logo easily. You actually need to use the After Effects version. So this is where I'm going to jump in and show you guys how to use all of these graphics inside of After Effects if you guys prefer After Effects instead of Premiere Pro. So if you go to After Effects here, I have, again, 3 different sequences. They are all different aspect ratios. So there's vertical, square, and landscape. So what's really cool about using After Effects is you can install an extension. And again, you need to go to the directions to learn how to install this. It's really easy to do. Just go to how to install, follow this tutorial as well as the help file, and you'll be on your way. So it's an extension. If I go to extensions and go to MotionBro, I've actually pulled up this panel here and I've installed the list file, which is underneath Toco Graphics, underneath After Effects files, and it's a list file. So once you open it up, it'll load up all of the templates here, and as you hover over them, you can see them in action. One thing I wanted to illustrate here is that these graphics are adaptable. So if I wanted to add this to my landscape sequence, I would just double click and it loads it up and it automatically places this composition into this comp here. So it's a composition of this logo reveal within an existing comp that I already had, right? And if you wanted to have a square version, just double click again, apply it to the square composition, and I go to fit, and you will see that when I play it back, it adapts automatically to that aspect ratio. Same with vertical. If I go to vertical, double click, it will apply it wherever the playhead is. So you'll notice that here I have both of these towards the end here. If I need to move those, just click, hit shift, and drag these over. And now you will see that it completely adapted to the vertical space. Now, what if you wanted to customize these? So for example, if I go back to my landscape and I decided, I don't really want this logo reveal, I want to replace it. No problem, just delete them. Now what I want to do is use a different logo reveal. So I'm going to want to use a square one because I have a square logo myself. So I'm just going to double click to apply it here. And it will automatically import this composition. And let's say that you wanted to turn this into a motion graphics template that you could use inside of Premiere Pro with your own branding. So what we want to do is go up to Window and go to Essential Graphics. So what we want to do first is we don't want this video to be a part of the motion graphics template. So we need to open up the composition on its own. So we're going to open up Logo 082 on its own. And you can see that this is just the logo reveal itself, like this. And you will notice that if you click on this icon called Toggle Transparency Grid, you will see that the square grid here just shows that that opening part is transparent, okay? So let's turn that off. Now let's customize this. So this is where we need to go to replace our logo. So inside of this comp, you need to replace our logo. So right now it's in Vato, so we want to change that. So I have my logo here. I'm just going to drag it into my sequence, and I'm going to turn off that logo beneath it. Now when I go back here, you will see that my logo will be here, but it also has that sort of pink background, which I don't like. So all I have to do is turn off that box. Just turn off that eye, and then we don't have it. And we can change this text. So if I double click on this, I can easily update this to say, let's say premiergal.com. And I'm going to change the font again to Futura PT Bold. And I'm going to change the color to purple. Actually, I'm just going to grab this color so it matches the background. Hit OK. Now, I want to make this into a template. To do that, we need to go to the Essential Graphics panel. If it's not open, remember, go to Window, Essential Graphics. Select the composition that this logo reveal is in. So logo _ 082. So logo _ 082. Select it. Now we can give it a title. We can call it Logo Reveal. And this is what it will be titled inside of your Essential Graphics panel in Premiere. You'll find out shortly. And then to set a poster frame, like a thumbnail of what it looks like, just click Set Poster Frame. And then from here, we can add what we want to be able to manipulate inside of our Essential Graphics panel. So, for example, the text, if we toggle down here from text, we want to take this source text and drag it up. And here we can say edit text, and we can choose edit properties. Remember, text properties. So edit properties, enable custom font selection, enable font size adjustment, enable faux style. So if you check all of these, when we export this as a motion graphics template, we will be able to control the font. So this is where it gets pretty cool. You can click on Export Motion Graphics Template. And yes, we want to save it first of all. And then it will open up a new little window here in just a moment. And this is where you can choose your destination. You can choose to export it to your library on the cloud. So if you have a team, you can export it to the library. Or you can export just to your local drive if you want to save it to your desktop. To send to somebody, that's another method, but sending it directly to your local templates folder in Premiere Pro is awesome, and you can add some keywords. So for example, let's call it logo reveal, opener, logo, and then hit OK. So this is a warning that you may get, and this is good because I think I chose the version of Futura that wasn't in the cloud. So if somebody else was going to open this up, they would have to install that font. So let me just cancel real quick, and I want to change the font to an Adobe font, which is synced with the cloud, and I'm going to change this to Futura PT, bold. Now we shouldn't get this error. Export motion graphics template, hit save. And again, we can call logo reveal, opener as the keywords, save it to the local templates folder, hit OK, and we shouldn't, yep, there's no error now. And also, just one thing that I want to point out here as well is you'll notice that this is a minute-long sequence. So it will take the full minute. If we want it to be a shorter motion graphics template, what we can do is we can right-click on this composition. Let's say we only want it to be 10 seconds. We just need to change this duration to 0 here and make this 10 seconds and hit OK. So now it's only 10 seconds in duration, and actually I want to replace this. So let's go ahead and export again, save. Local templates folder, hit OK. And it says this file already exists. Do you want to replace it? Yes, I want to replace it. So now back inside of the Essential Graphics panel in Premiere Pro, since we export it to our local templates folder, we now should just be able to search and it should pop up right away. Now, if it doesn't come up right away, just give it a couple seconds because it needs to, reload the Essential Graphics panel. Then drag and drop this into your sequence. And now we have this logo reveal always here that we can use. So basically we took the graphics pack, logo reveals, we customize it to make it our own inside of After Effects. And then we pulled it into Premiere Pro's local templates folder just by exporting it. And now we can use this over and over again. And if we need to edit the text here, we can do that. premiergal.com/giveaways. For example, if I'm doing a giveaways. So you can definitely update that. And if you wanted to change it to a different font, for example, if I decided to change branding, I could definitely go in here. Let's say we wanted to change it to Lotto, you can do that. So again, this pack has a ton of resources. Again, the one benefit of using the pack inside of After Effects is that you can see the previews right away using the MotionBro extension. So you can hover over them and you can see what's going on. So for example, the backgrounds, you can see that they're just animating backgrounds. And that's awesome. There's so much to see here. But in the Essential Graphics panel, as of now, and I don't know why this is not possible yet, but you cannot see a preview. Even if you hit info, you can't see the preview. So this is something that I think needs to be improved. I noticed though that with Adobe stock, for some reason in Adobe stock, if you hit info, you can see a preview of it. You see what I mean? So Adobe stock allows for the preview, but I'm guessing because Envato is a competitor, you can't see a preview of it. But I think that this should change. I think people should have the choice to choose where they want to buy from, whether it's Envato, whether it's Adobe stock, but there should be a way that authors can enable the preview inside of Premiere Pro, because having to go to After Effects and then export to use inside of Premiere Pro just doesn't seem right. So that's just one of the feedback things. I hope that Motion can talk to Adobe to figure out how we can make this work so we can see previews directly inside of Premiere Pro's Essential panel, just like Adobe stock can. So that's all for the tutorial part. Now a quick tip. All right, you guys, so I'm back here with a quick tip for you. If you guys want a mobile minimalistic setup where you can vlog or film with your phone, just get 2 Telepod mobiles. And on one, you can put up your light. You guys can see here, I have the light here. It's the Manfrotto Lumimuse light. You can screw it on the top of this little ball head here, and you can angle it however much you want. See how I can move this around like that? And this extends, it's like a telescope, right? You can extend it up or down. Just put it on the tabletop right in front of your face here. Then you could put, using the mobile adapter here, on top of this other telepod, and you can place your phone and you can film yourself and have a nice lighting setup. And if you want to, you could probably have another one with a microphone, but if you get one of those Rode Video Mic Me Ls, you can just put them directly into the headphone jack or the lightning bolt, since I have an iPhone X, and film yourself this way. And so this is the mobile video tip this week. Thanks again for watching, you guys, and be sure to subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell if you guys want to stay notified when I publish new videos. And thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.